Today's video is about Dr. Kris Respect, aka Ava. MrBeast recently became the largest channel on YouTube with over 300,000 subscribers, and he's been YouTube's golden man, golden boy, whatever, for quite some time. Every single video he puts out gets millions of views in seconds. It's crazy, and it makes me want to beat my head against a fucking wall, okay guys? The fact that this happens is because the man is incredibly brand friendly, and it's a very kind of corporate, they did the Squid Games on their own. It's a very big, new, high production value thing that is kind of the antithesis of old YouTube. And in spite of the content sort of being the antithesis of old YouTube, YouTube still looks at it extremely favorably. Every brand wants to do a deal with MrBeast. He's the golden boy. Like he is the golden boy.
We're doing over 200 million views. In the first 30 days, the average video right now does 140 million views. In the first 30, and then the first year it does like 220.
Throughout his career on YouTube, the man has had a list, a rotating cast of friends and characters that appear in his videos, but only a few have remained loyal. We've got Jake the Viking, he dropped out real quick. Also Sneeko. Sneeko was also a part of MrBeast's crew for a little while. I do not like Sneeko at all. I hate Sneeko, actually. And Sneeko is on Twitter right now bitching at people for not covering the Ava Tyson story.
Where's the consistency? When are you gonna go and disavow Kris and MrBeast? You have way more information. You actually have the receipts, and you haven't said a word yet. Immediately, Dr. Respect, ew, disgusting, worst person ever.
And a couple weeks ago, he was bitching about lowering the age of consent.
What do you think the age of consent should be? If you want to be consistent, you don't think anything updates, just tell us what you think it should be.
I think it should be past at a developed age.
At a what is a developed age? If you had to set a law for it, what would you set it? What would you set it about?
It's a developed age.
No, answer the question, you holy shit, you're such a cowardly
The internet is terrible with all this kind of stuff, and I'm continuously trying to do my best to get true information and actual factual stuff to put in front of you guys and cover these situations and stories as reluctantly as I possibly can, because I hate this shit. I don't like doing this. I don't want to talk about these people anymore. I hate these people! I want them all to stop! To make me feel better and to pull me out of this negative headspace for a little bit, I'm gonna ask you all to do something for me. Go to sour.gg. I don't really care if you do or not, but we got candy, we got all sorts of shit. I don't usually put brand deals in these types of videos, but I don't care. At this point, I don't like the internet anymore. Please, go to sour.gg and just buy stuff. You don't even have to use code OOMPA. Just buy something. Support a company that has actual good values and is made up of people that care about what they do. Anyways, aside from Sneeko, one of the people that has been in the Beast crew is Ava Tyson, the meme god, childhood friends with MrBeast. And stuff has been coming out. A lot of stuff's been coming out. There has been some stuff that sort of was swept under the rug a couple months ago. And if all this stuff is true, this has massive implications, not only on Ava, obviously, as an internet dweller, but MrBeast as well. The MrBeast industrial complex. And to compound this, adding to the situation, some former employees of MrBeast are coming out on Twitter alleging that MrBeast knew about this all along and knew from the very start of Ava's behavior that this was going on.
My name's Dawson. I worked at MrBeast from February to May of this year, 2024. Kris is the tip of the iceberg.
Could this be the downfall of MrBeast's massive empire? Over the last 30 days, there have been several notable videos that have come out exposing Ava for similar acts that recently got disrespect destroyed on the internet, I guess, just annihilated. I mean, the guy is probably gonna come back, but it's been pretty bad. The only people who've been defending him are fools who are doing so because they're engaging in a culture war, not because they are thinking about virtues and morals and doing what's right. So what exactly are the claims that are being made? How true are these claims? I've got to make it very clear that right about now, as soon as one allegation comes out, 10 more follow it immediately. You got the first plane that hits the tower, the second plane, the third plane, followed by the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then consecutively so on and so forth. My footage is really bad. I don't like this. So we're gonna try to filter through this nonsense and deliver this information as concisely and quickly as I possibly can while I try to figure out what's real and just, you know, start to, I guess, find out who... Yeah. So anyways, Cheeto, a commentary YouTuber, put a video 2 days ago saying it's over for Kris Tyson. Adrox put a video out 7 days ago titled, "This video will make you hate Kris Tyson." Brion put a video out yesterday saying Kris Tyson got caught talking to a minor. It's bad, parentheses, allegations. That is such a YouTube title, dude. I love it. And there's a lot more. If you just look at it, there will probably be many more by the time this video comes out. I try to put effort into the videos. Believe it or not, I know it's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, we'll move on. These videos go through Ava's past tweets, video appearances, Discord messages, Snapchat, engagements with other creators, and Professor X's device Cerebro was used to read her mind X-Men style, Big Chungus. First video that we looked through was Brion's video, and Brion was actually going through a video uploaded by a channel called Prism42, and you can see basically real time as this came out, other videos coming out, and everything's rabbit hole, and there's spins on every single video. It's wild. There's a lot of misinformation about this one and a lot of true information as well, unfortunately, which is kind of bad. And there's one person in particular, an individual called Lava, who is in these messages with Ava. The fellow goes by LavaGS. Lava is 20 years old now, but it all stems from years ago when Lava was underage, okay? By the way, Lava followed me at the point of all this stuff coming out and reached out asking if I wanted some clarification on stuff very early on, I think yesterday or the day before when all this stuff started to really break. And I got a lot of clarification from Lava. Lava is the supposed victim, by the way. So we have actual research done in this video. Lava was a longtime fan of MrBeast's, claiming to have found MrBeast when he only had 500 subscribers. And at one point, Lava got a signed CSGO knife from Jimmy, which is pretty badass. Now, it makes sense that if Lava found the Krusty Crew and the Jimothy Beast channel back at 500 subs, that he'd be a known person in their fan base. And Lava even appeared in a MrBeast gaming video, which you can see on his Twitter bio, but it has since been removed.
Lava, Pluto, assemble!
Hi, how are you?
I need you to make this 10 times harder.
How hard do you want it, Jimmy?
Hard.
So we've got tweet exchanges between Lava and Ava that go back, showing that they've interacted many times publicly. Ava was asked by Ava to be a moderator on her Twitch streams all the way back in 2018 when Lava was only 14 years old. And the interactions here aren't necessarily inappropriate, though the choice to call 14-year-old Lava dad is sort of interesting, I've got to say. Also, making a 14-year-old mod seems like a bad idea. I don't really know about that 100%. A Twitch mod, I don't know. Maybe Ava wasn't aware of Lava's age at this point. I have no idea. It's just bizarre, though. This is not illegal or something that can be led to cancellation. This is just weird. Prism then goes through a lot more tweet exchanges between Lava and Ava, showing that they have a history of interaction while Lava was underage and using that to prove a point. We don't need to go over all of it. There's plenty of other videos if you want to go really deep into that. I think the interaction we just went over is probably enough. We know that they were pretty close or close enough to interact publicly on Twitter and close enough for Ava to trust Lava to want to have him moderate the Twitch. And Ava even gave Lava a shout out in 2019 to tell them people to go follow in Lava's Twitch. This is where it gets a little bit more weird. Ava once tweeted that if she hit her Patreon goal, she'd release her, and Lava responded saying that he was Ava's first Patreon sub. That's weird. That's really weird. But we do have context for it, luckily.
He shows that he donated some money. He donated like $1 or something. So it's not enough to meet the goal. And he says, but not $5. Pathetic. Just kidding. Kissy face. Yeah, this is the part that I have a problem with.
Then the conversation supposedly ended with Ava saying, I posted some fire for you, please no share. This is like the thing that's been going massively viral on Twitter, by the way, and that people are primarily using to cancel Ava Tyson. Person then goes through a lot of Discord messages about going camping with Ava in the middle of nowhere from a Discord server, supposedly belonging to Carl Jacob, one of the other MrBeast team guys, where everyone is simping over Carl, including Lava. It's very weird, but parasocial behavior isn't that uncommon in creator communities, and it's just kind of why, you know, creator communities and these parasocial relationships have really evolved over the last couple years, and we can all now clearly see that it's just not appropriate, and it's not a good thing to do, really. Unless you have a very small channel, and there's like a lot of humility and just kind of evenness and transparency, I don't see it ever ending well for a creator with millions of followers or a lot of pull interacting with their audience, to be honest. It's weird. It's very strange. People in the comment section of the Prism video are saying that Carl needs to be investigated next, and they asked why he was in the Discord in the first place, ignorant to the fact that it is his Discord, and unlike a deity, Carl is not omnipresent, omnipotent, and whatever the other one is. Omnipresent, omnipotent, and omnipotent. I'd say Carl delete the server. Shit like this does more harm than actually good, to be honest. Prism also calls back to a Snapchat that Ava sent to Lava in 2019 when Lava was 15 years old. It is Ava standing under an American flag saying, "For America." Kind of weird, to be honest. You know, bizarre. Could be an innocuous bad taste joke, not 100% sure. And this is them meeting up in 2020. And one of the main points that Prism brings up in this entire narrative is trying to show that Ava groomed this guy because they met up in 2020. Then Prism says he's not gonna dox Lava, then does dox Lava. We're not gonna put this in the video. I just thought that was kind of interesting to read out there. That's something, I actually did that recently and I feel really bad about it. I feel like a f***ing idiot and I'm formally apologizing a little bit. The TikTok psychic video. That's why there's a bunch of blurs. This all came out, obviously, and Lava, being someone who edits videos and is on the internet still, responded to a lot of the claims that were coming out on Twitter. One response was a retweet of Keemstar talking about his conversation with Lava, where Lava denies being groomed by Kris and didn't meet Kris by himself, and his family was with him, as well as when he was 13, he ran a Discord with Kris where inappropriate jokes were said, and that's it. And that's his explanation there. Now, I'd like to point out from the side of the accused in the Dr. Disrespect situation, acknowledging that there were conversations with a minor that turned inappropriate sometimes, potentially, is all that it took for Dr. Disrespect to be canceled entirely. But that situation is compounded by the legal aspects of it. It had to be bad for Twitch to get legally involved. It had to be bad for YouTube to deny giving Dr. Disrespect a contract. It had to be bad. So there is more context there with all this, but this is something that I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on. Where do you think this sits? With just this context of the situation so far, the Dr. Disrespect inappropriately messaging a minor thing, and then the Kris Tyson inappropriately messaging a minor, but then the minor coming out and saying that I was not groomed, and sure, there were inappropriate messages, but I was never in danger and not groomed, and I don't give a f, and neither should you. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. Lava has also tweeted several times saying that people are twisting things to make him seem like a victim. He is not a victim, he says, and he asks for help countering the lie. The current pinned tweet for Lava, which says he is in no way a victim, currently has 80,000 likes, and he has images of the videos he's referring to as spreading misinformation about him. But the ones that he shows are from a Cheeto insensitive society, whose videos are about something we'll be talking about very shortly, and not the interactions between Lava and Ava at all. So I asked Lava if he'd take this down, and he's not sure he will, so that's up to him to do that, obviously, but he's aware that this is not true. You know, a lot of misinformation out there. No hate, obviously. This is the real problem, this person, not anybody else. A lot of people are calling Lava a shill or paid off because he's defending Ava Tyson. Lava said, "One more thing, IDK how far you're talking about my side in your video, but it could mention that I have received 0 from anyone and none of my socials are monetized. I also am under no contracts with anyone, no NDAs or anything related. Some people are trying to claim this now." So that's what Lava said. I believe Lava. Also, Lava is very stern in that they are not a victim in this situation, but there's no doubt in my mind that the behavior exhibited by Ava is bizarre and strange, to say the least. Now back to Prism, the guy who made this video. Nicholas Diorio in a tweet said that Prism crossed the line by trying to make this video by faking a job interview to ambush Lava with questions about Ava. And Lava confirmed that this was true in a one-on-one with me, which is insane to do that. So that's sort of the general covering of the situation, but in DMs with Lava, I got some clarity on everything Prism stated in his video. That sort of complicates things a bit further. That's why I've saved it until now, but everything should be out on the table. Everything that's been talked about needs to be aired out 110%, and the truth needs to be made as clear as possible, guys. Lava talks about how he joined Discord back in 2016 and got pretty good at setting up Discord servers with bots and how to use the app, etc., etc. And this was also he could set up servers to interact with his friends and communities, etc. Ava was one of the people who reached out asking for help setting up a server, so Lava did. But Ava never did or said anything predatory, and Lava stayed in the Discord because everyone was cool. They played games together, and over time they grew friendships, and after some time spent together gaming, things just blossomed, like just standard community type stuff. Lava then says that he was the first one to start making edgy jokes, and it was a time when that was prevalent everywhere on the internet, which we can all attest to. Things have definitely calmed down over the last couple years, for sure. 2016 was the Wild West. Doesn't matter how old you were. Shit was crazy out there. Lava even shared screenshots of his DMs with Ava. He also debunked some of the claims made by Prism, saying that the Coming for America picture was sent in a group chat with Ava's friend group, And Lava also reveals that the interactions surrounding Kris's collection stem from him making fun of his friends for being addicted to because it's a funny word. But he was never shown any 18-up content by Ava, and Lava says that the he got from Ava were actually just a bowl of ramen noodles, which I think is pretty obvious since Ava changed the word from in the original tweet to nudes, N-O-O-D-S, when talking directly to Lava about what was sent. It seems like it was a joke from the very beginning. Lava then goes in depth referring to the Discord conversation in Carl's server about going out into the middle of nowhere with Ava. This all stemmed from an annual camping trip to North Carolina that Lava used to go on, and the place that they would go to is about 2 hours from the MrBeast studio. Sorry, Mr. Breast studio. And they took the time to go visit, and Lava was there with his parents, who also got to meet everyone. And, you know, that's just kind of seems like a cool thing outside of the context of what the is going on right now. It's like a fan meetup, whatever, that happens all the time. Since Lava had been helping with Minecraft videos remotely, while he was there, he helped record 3 or 4 more Minecraft videos and then left. This is where things get sort of kind of more bad when Lava starts talking about his interactions with Prism directly. So Prism reached out to Lava for an interview under the guise of it being for an editing job for a creator that wished to remain anonymous. He also offered compensation for the interview, but supposedly never asked for the context regarding the interactions between Lava and Ava, or if it was okay to publish the video. Prism also didn't ask Lava any questions that could invalidate the claims that he made in the video. That makes it even worse, I think. When Prism said he was going to keep Lava anonymous, then he shows his name and Instagram page, which Lava has since had to private, which is incredibly unfortunate. Oh, and wait, let's not forget, we gotta wait till what Ava has to say about all this, guys. Let's see what Ava has to say. Let's see what defense Ava can come up with. Let's see if it's a good apology. We're excellent at reading apologies on this channel. If this was all that there was, I feel like I would be able to take a very respectful approach and just, you know, this is a weird thing. I'm probably not gonna be that much of an Ava fan from now on because this is super weird. Obviously very odd, but the next bit of information that we have, in my opinion, is far worse and is, for my mind, incomprehensible as to why someone would want to do this. It has come to bigly light recently, apparently this has come out before I missed it, that Ava is a regular supporter of the online artist that goes by the name of Shadman. This guy has a pretty bad reputation. He joined a Swiss art school and was expelled because his art was so foul and considered illegal. He was even deemed a menace to society. How the fuck did that work? How do you get deemed a menace to society? Eventually, Shadman would go on to create his own website, which is no longer available, fortunately, where he would post his art, and it could be, you could buy some of it, I guess. Shadman became very well known online for posting lewd art, but what separated him from other NSFW artists is that he had no limit at all, which is bad, very bad. In 2011, he posted to his website an extremely lewd NSFW art piece of his own mom, and that's when people sort of began to see how insane this guy actually is. A few years later, in 2016, Shadman was requested by a fan to draw The following part of the video we were wittily not even allowed to put in. The UVR manual reviewers told us we couldn't. It is about Keemstar and Shadman. If you want to learn about it, go look into it. Shadman is a bad man. Yeah. What's insane is that despite this disgusting and awful reputation that Shadman has and had for a long time, he still grew a fan base, and Ava appeared to be one of his biggest fans. Before Ava deleted all of her tweets, it was apparent that she was a big fan that often interacted with Shadman on Twitter, and a bunch of other YouTubers have kind of been shown to be interacting with this freak ass mother. Why? Why, dude? First, Ava publicly admitted to owning a custom piece from Shadman and displaying it in her living room. By the way, credit for most of these tweets come from Adrox's video because they've been deleted. Ava completely scrubbed her entire Twitter. And I'm not sure if we can show this, but this is a tweet from Ava displaying the art that she got from Shadman. We can also confirm that Ava was very serious about the art because it can be seen in a video displayed on the wall. Even MrBeast had it shown on the wall. Very strange, very, very odd. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is sort of the beginning of Ava's bizarre and strange behavior on Twitter. From there, we have a tweet of Ava saying that they are disappointed in Shadman for not drawing Beast Boy art. Weird thing to say. Ava would also make some strange comments on a comic posted in 2017. The comic detailed 2 characters from Gravity Falls, Maybell and Dipper kissing. Already, this is an awful comic because those two characters are twin brother and sister. Ava would comment, they're twins. So at this point, it's just right. It's spelled incorrectly, and that's pretty gross. That's pretty disgusting, to say the least. Not something someone should be annihilated from the internet from, obviously, but like when you have a pattern of behavior for an extended period of time and people repeatedly tell you how disgusting and weird you are and you keep on doing it, at that point it's like, oh, okay, maybe we have a problem here. Maybe we need to check the hard drives. People say that jokingly all the time. I think this is a very valid point to do that. Check the hard drives. Shadman and Ava Tyson, to be honest. In 2018, Ava would be seen tweeting that they found Violet Parr cute. Strange behavior. One of the biggest connections between Shadman and Ava occurred in 2019 when Ava accidentally went to Shadman's website and shouted him out on stream, showing her continued support for Shadman's work. During that same year, just a few months prior, Ava was begging Shadman to draw a girl from an anime. Very disturbing. Very odd. Don't do that. And if I had a friend that I found out any of this stuff happened with, especially the Shadman stuff, I'd be like, are you a sick, like what? Can you explain it to me? So yeah, and the Shadman thing does absolutely make the Lava Ava stuff look substantially worse in a vacuum. Now, furthermore though, back to Ava. Deleting all your tweets, bad idea, including the ones we discussed. It's a very bad look. Now, Twitter justice. Okay, guys, let's talk about Twitter justice. The internet is a place of misinformation. There's so much going on all the time. There's allegations constantly, and over the last few days, allegations being brought against Ava exploded everywhere, and it's blasted all over Twitter. We've got Jake the Viking making statements. We've got Sneeko making statements, wanting to get Ava locked up in jail, and then just a few weeks after, arguing for the age of consent to be changed. Bro, make up your mind, you freak motherfucker. Also, check out this clip.
Yo, just the craziest thing about Sketch is I'm seeing everyone's like, Sketch is one of the most genuine dudes ever. He's genuinely, I don't know why it's the new Twitch word. He's genuinely one of the most genuine guys ever. No, he's not. He lied to you about his life.
So by that basis of logic, I would assume that Sneeko begins his relationships by telling people he lets his girlfriend.
All right, this fucking dude, you look like the guy who shot Trump, you know?
I just don't like Sneeko. Anyways, we'll move on. So this whole thing gained a lot of traction over the weekend and the last 2 days, and people been coming out of the woodwork saying, talking about their side of the story and talking about their interactions with Ava. One of the people who has come forward is Jake the Viking, prominent ex-MrBeast employee. Jake Franklin. He used to be a member of the MrBeast crew. He appeared in numerous videos for about 4 months, and that was 4 years ago. Then he stopped appearing in MrBeast videos and he made his own content. He put out a video explaining why he left. He's kind of been relatively quiet over the last couple years until the Ava situation blew up on Twitter, and it is known that Jake was not supportive of Ava when she first came out a year ago, so it has been no surprise that he has been tweeting nonstop about the current situation, just like Nick Merckx and everybody did. The culture war side of this, I really have no interest in being a part of. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. A lot of people are like, you're a pussy, dude. Why are you such a pussy, dude? Why do you have mutual respect for people, dude? You, dude. You suck, dude. I'm trying to minimize the amount of harm that I do in the world. Trying to minimize it. Okay, and partaking in the culture war and political nonsense makes me feel like I want to kill. So I'd rather be respectful and get shit on for being respectful than, you know, anything else, to be honest, because it makes me feel like I can sleep at night. Jake's first tweet talking about Ava called her a bum, and ever since has been posting updates, adding his own commentary to the situation. Now, obviously, important to note, he is covering this situation intensely because he has a lot to gain from the attention from this. You know, the more people that split off from the MrBeast camp and kind of take the side, you know, Ava's disgusting. Let's, you know, Jake the Viking, he seems like to know what he's talking about. He's got a lot to gain, so it makes sense. But one tweet in particular has blown up and opened a new can of worms, and Twitter has been running rampant with it. On July 22nd, 2024, Jake tweeted, "Jimmy knew," implying that MrBeast was somehow complicit with Ava and knew of her actions and still kept her around. So, since this, people have been running with the idea that Jimmy knew, and people have been going back through looking at MrBeast videos and his catalog, trying to find and prove this, but nothing so far concrete has come out aside from MrBeast being in a live stream and Ava comes up and says the N-word, which is just like, hello there, I'm from South Carolina or North Carolina, or just says the hard R live on stream. That's so Southern, dude. And not even really, I mean, that's like dumb to even lump all people below an imaginary line in with a racist or whatever, I guess. I'm not sure. The most that's come out in regard to the whole MrBeast he knew thing is a screenshot from a video in which MrBeast is seen looking at a Shadman poster hung up on Ava's wall. Admittedly, this photo does show that MrBeast had at least seen Ava's bizarre behavior, but like, I don't know if MrBeast gives a about Shadman or knew the context behind it, because I mean, it's perfectly reasonable. I don't believe Jimmy knew or anything like that. I don't think this is some big evil cabal. I think that Jimmy actually is a good guy, and I don't believe that there has been anything approached with maleficence or whatever the that word is. I really don't know. That being said, though, Jimmy and Ava were roommates at the time, so it's hard to believe that Jimmy did know in some way, but at the end of the day, it's impossible to really know. Jimmy seems like he's very dedicated and focused on YouTube and changing the world, and Ava is not. Ava is focused on completely different things, very personal things. It would make sense to me if Jimmy had no idea, and that, you know, that Jake and Ava and all this, they're just complete and total outliers. But yeah, if Jimmy knew, Jake probably knew too, right? I don't know. According to this employee named Dawson, he claimed to work for MrBeast for only a few months this year. And in this video, Dawson claims that MrBeast has known that Ava was a liability for quite some time, but cannot remove her from the team because she has threatened legal action, and she apparently knows too much. So I don't know. There's no proof. Trust me, bro.
And when all this information comes out about everything that she knew, everything other people know, I promise you on everything MrBeast has done.
So far, it's just a fun conspiracy. Oh, MrBeast he's the eyes wide shut. I don't know. How much can you learn from working there for just a few months? And I don't know. MrBeast has been pretty public about defending Ava, it seems like, on the twit. And after the Sunny V2 video even, which in my opinion was done poorly, and I did defend Ava in that video. And you know, knowing what I know now, and the whole Shadman thing, I didn't do any research into that. I wish I would have. I would not have taken that stance, to be honest with you guys. I came at it from a basic human respect sort of perspective, and that is a naive, dumb perspective that I sort of regret. Also, people have been shitting on me on Twitter for not covering this. It takes me 2 days generally to make a video. Very rarely can I turn around one in 24 hours. We'll do our best, but it's probably not going to happen. And it's not because I don't want to talk about this. It's not because I'm trying to defend someone just because they're trans and I don't want to upset the LGBTQ community. I don't take sides. I don't do anything like that, guys. I like people who are good fucking people, and that is the end of it. And if you like Shadman, you're not a good person. If you have a wife and kid and you're talking inappropriately with minors, you're not a fucking good person. Okay? You don't have to be like these. What? By the way, while recording this video, Ava responded with a non-apology, which I love to see because it's not good. It's bad. It's a terrible response to everything coming out. I'm glad there was a response, unlike Cody Ko. She apologized for her past behavior, comments, and announced that she would be permanently stepping away from anything related to MrBeast, which is good. And I guess Sunny V2 was totally correct. Well, not totally correct, but the title was correct. This was a mutually agreed upon decision. She'll be spending her time focusing on her family and mental health. Hey, focus on not buying stuff from Shadman. How about that? I want to add, I never groomed anyone. The person who gets brought up in these accusations is LavaGS. They vocally supported that they are false. That is true, 110%. Lava, spoken to him. I can guarantee you that. Having said that, I humbly apologize to anyone I have hurt with my unacceptable social media posts, past actions, and to those who may feel betrayed by how I used to act online. To lump these two factors together to create a narrative that my behavior extended beyond bad, edgy jokes is disgusting and did not happen. In past years, I've learned that my old humor is not acceptable. I cannot change who I was, but I can continue to work on myself. I don't want these accusations to impact the hundreds of people who work. True. Okay. But also weird. The response to this announcement is not positive at first glance, with many people calling Ava or calling for imprisonment, and that includes calls from people within the LGBT community, because there are reasonable people in any community. Being a part of any community doesn't just automatically make you unreasonable. Yeah, man, I don't know. All these people saying, Jimmy knew. Did you not know? Like, this is so confusing and weird, and as with all of my videos, I'm excited to see your guys' responses down below. By the way, while this video is being edited, a lot more stuff has come out, and MrBeast responded and cut ties 100% with Ava, Kris Tyson, and said that there's going to be an independent party investigation into everything, so that's good. MrBeast's response is 5 times better than Kris Tyson's response. That is for sure. In conclusion, Ava Tyson is a degenerate and probably shouldn't be on the internet or in any way interacting with minors or children, to be honest. you know. Ava, bust out the ute. Make a real apology. Make a real apology. I'm gonna focus on my mental health. What? Apology not accepted.